As I was saying earlier in the week, I feel like this deck is in a better place than the black-red deck. I've not actually tried this particular build of the list, so I don't know how it's going to go. I think it's kind of interesting that it's not using the Yahini Bantu package, but instead it's trying to get those last few points of damage with Key to the City in, and I'm pretty interested in seeing how it plays out. Other than that, everything looks pretty standard. I don't like this card in general, um, but I can see how it could be useful in certain matches, and I think this card is very interesting. I really like this card. I think it does actually quite a few things in this format. But overall, I'm pretty psyched to test this deck. Whereas like last night, I wasn't particularly psyched to test the blue green pummeler. And yes, I know blue green pummeler is like fine and all, but like it's just not my cup of tea. But a local in our chat room berated me until I agreed to play it. So like I apologize if I was even marginally salty last night. Like I didn't want to be doing it to begin with. But tonight, I'm pretty excited to try this deck. Hey, Sean, welcome to the chat. And I already love this hand. We have a 1-drop, 2-drop, and a Key to the City, so like versus a lot of hands, a lot of decks, this hand seems like it's already going to be good. I'm one of those people that believes in positive thinking. Like, if you think things are going to be good and you're having fun and all of that, I think you'll do better on average. And, as stated, pretty excited. I assume that most Glacial Fortress decks are a favorite versus this deck. But we'll have to see what he actually is playing. We pick up our discard spells post-board. If he's playing like blue-white approach after we pick up our discard spells post-board, I think it'll give us a good reasonable chance. Hopefully he doesn't have a censor here. That's nice. We got a really nice clock going on now. So Corey told me that Christopher Larson deck was real bad. I wanted to test it today, Sean, but could not afford. Oh, why are we getting paired versus the Desert Hold random build of this deck again? I refuse to believe that those cards are actually good in this deck. And the reason that I don't think they're particularly good is because I don't think you want to play enough deserts to actually keep them active. Like, I think Gideon just does more than this in general. If you could guarantee me I would gain the 3 life 100% of the time that I played it, I'd be all about it. But in general, I think Gideon's a smidge stronger. I think Farm Market's a smidge stronger too if you can't guarantee me that I'm gaining that 3 life. Almost clicked through my phase because I'm not bright. So we're going to at least get to draw some extra cards here, which is nice. Unfortunately, we can't really play around. That's kind of interesting. Can't really play around Settled Wreckage very well. Because when we play around Settled Wreckage, we just play into Fumigate. So either way, they get theirs. So without having to discard spells in our deck, like we're in like really, really awkward spots right now. Considerably less awkward, especially if he's missing a land drop. Would have loved to have actually resolved that Key to the City. He managed to help us not draw an extra card this turn. I really expected that like one of those two would draw us a card. I'm surprised that they both didn't. And I think post board, he's such a favorite that I do not think I'm going to play around Settled Wreckage, especially when our hands like complete blanks. I think we just have to get lucky and win on 2 combat steps. There's nothing that we really have to spend a lot of mana on our next turn, so I believe we can... like at some point we can Fatal Push the Scrapheap Scrounger and buy it back, but I don't think we want to do it yet. Is he targeting? Wonder if it's worth just killing this. It probably is, if he's going to miss another land drop. Like, we can buy it back next turn? Alright, now here's the question. Do we play around Fumigate or not? I think we have to ignore Fumigate because we don't present lethal on the following attack either way. So we want to put enough stuff on the board that we can actually at least present lethal on the next attack. And if he gains 1 extra life, it's technically 4 extra life because we wouldn't be able to buy the Scrap Heap back that turn. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. So he's missing his land drop again, and that's great for us because now we don't have to play around Settle. Looks like it's going to be another Desert Hold, which means he's got 1 more turn to hit. We'll hold this land in case we draw another Key to the City. Not that I think the Key to the City matters a great deal. So what are we going to attack with? That's the question. We're going to play around another cast out. I'm going to probably play around another cast out, I guess. Feels fine too. Feels like we only want to attack with a 2. I mean, he probably didn't draw Settle that turn, but I don't want to really risk it. They have Renewed Fate in their deck. I wasn't thinking about that, so I guess that was a bad play by me. Bad play by me. It was not a card that even remotely crossed my mind in this situation. Because it's not a card that's typically played in those decks. But if we'd attacked with a Maul, he could have gained 6 life either way. So I guess I just have to attack with a Maul now. And by attack with the Maul, I mean I'm probably just going to attack with the same 2. I'm going to try to save this guy from a Settle, but now he's up to Gearhulk mana. Sure. Still feel like we're in pretty good shape here. Feels like he has to have another. Can't press F6 just in case he has Fumigate. If he drew Settle, we're in bad shape. If he's got the Torrential Gearhulk here, we're in bad shape. There's just nothing we can do about either of those cards, so if he's got them, he's got them. As they say, if you've got it, show us you've got it. So we're really hoping for no blue Gearhulk here. And they drew another Settle. Well, that's fun. They certainly didn't have those cards, by the way, because they would have been playing them ages ago. I think it is good. I think our opponent's just running really hot right now, and he's playing like a weird version of this deck that's better versus aggro decks, but worse versus the field as a whole. If I'd attacked for that extra 2 points of damage that one turn too, I guess he could have been dead. I'm not sure. Like I said, I feel pretty confident about this match, especially post board. Yeah. So we got it. Thank goodness we got it, because we weren't getting any extra gas. That's the second day in a row that we've got paired versus that build of that deck, though, so that's kind of interesting. Like, maybe I'll have to put more fault into the deck. So, anyway. We know we want to discard spells in this match. Oh, come on, man. Let me drag. Why are you not letting me drag? There you go. We know we want to discard spells. That's pretty safe. Cards that we know we do not want. We know we don't want Fatal Pushes. Walk the Plank's kind of interesting because they do play Torrential Gearhulks in that build, and they do have Regal Caracols in their sideboard. But overall, I don't think this card's good enough. I actually think Harsh Scrutiny is better than that card. I don't think Harsh Scrutiny is that bad in this match. Like, it doesn't seem good when we're like just talking about it, but it lets me see their hand to play around things like Renewed Fate and stuff like that, while being able to get a Gearhulk or a Caracol. But I don't know if that's good enough. I don't know if that's good enough at all. In general, I don't like discarding a match, so maybe it's good enough. Like, maybe I just cut these off and go with it. Well, let's try it one time on the draw. If we don't like it, we'll take them out on the play and bring back into Gifted Everborns. I feel like we have enough 2-drops that we don't need to Gifted Everborns in general, though. Like, we have a million 2s. Alright, this hand's not great. We don't have a 1-drop. We don't have any of our sideboard cards, but I think it's better than a mulligan. I think it's better than a random 6. This is a 21 land deck, so getting the 25th land's a little discouraging. Or sorry, getting the 5th land is a little discouraging. I guess you technically hit harder, and you're the one that I don't care if it gets censored. Oh, a bash here. I'm going to play the Harvester this turn, so I can try to play double spell next turn. It actually lets us attack for 1 more damage on the following turn as well, while having a little bit of insulation versus a later Fumigate. Package 1 of 3 for my blue. Nice, nice. Misprinted ones? I didn't know there was misprinted ones. What's misprinted about it? What is misprinted about it? That's actually pretty cool. I'm kind of jealous. So they left disallows in. I'm pretty sure the only reason you would ever disallow that spell is if you're getting ready to cast Fumigate. Roam cardstock. Let's go with the higher upside play. I don't know what Roam cardstock means. Isn't that the majority of Ixalan cards? Aren't most of the Ixalan cards those like wavery weirdness? I assume they have Fumigate, so like maybe that wasn't the best play. Maybe I should just cast the Night and Market and dealt 1 additional damage, but this had the higher upside, and if he's just unsettled, Wreckage just as better. Oh, well, that sucks, man. Right on time. Still not in horrible shape here. There's double face printed like tokens are. Huh? Wonder what mine are. No, Anthony, we've not got my birthday cake yet. Mom didn't even get home till like 10 tonight. Really? I don't even know how to check that for my cards. I need to know what mine are. Alright, well, we probably just lost. Just kind of sad. So we break even on life like this, like he's gaining 4, we're dealing 4, but like it might affect his blocks. Take a bright light and shine it through the cards. Well, I might have to put some research into this. Our kingdom to draw a duress next turn. That's what we want, boys. Duress Reno. We want him not to have a second cat as well, but duress is what we primarily want here. That's not a dress. It's kind of a dress. We can at least see what he's working with. I didn't want him randomly blocking. Like, he could block and gain 2 life, which is fine, but I would rather him attack. We were going to draw multiple cards, and I was hoping we'd be able to draw like a discard spell for one of his creatures and like plink to win was the hope. That was the hope. Like, I didn't want him thinking he needed to be on defense. So, like, if I attack with this and he just blocks, I can buy it back. He might not attack with either of these 2 cards. And again, when I say things like this, I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm just explaining the thought process I was using. So just pop that up. Bash with them all, and use the unnatural stamina. I had a pretty good feeling that, like, if he attacked with the cats, we would just beat him. Obviously, Settle the Wreckage like ruins that plan, but I felt like we were probably going to win if he just attacked with the cats, or I felt that was our best chance to win. I guess it was a 3 attack though. I did have a Kite Cell Booter in my graveyard, so it was completely 3, I guess. Seems like it was a mistake on hindsight. I think you're right, Mike. With the 1 creature in our graveyard, I actually think it was a mistake for what I did. I don't know, if he'd left both cats back, then he would have been able to double block the glint and not die there. Yeah, but whether something works or not's not always the point. Like, trying to find the best play is the point. I think your play might have been better. Pretty sure your play was better. Thanks, Murph. I'm definitely gonna have to check into that because I've been ordering a lot of sets and stuff, and I'm kind of curious which I have. For those who don't know, I like to redeem sets on Modo and sell the singles on eBay. Make a decent little chunk of change like that. Feels like I'm making a little over $100 a playset profit. Well, this hand feels like it's kind of weak, but I think again it's a keep. And the reason I think it's kind of weak is because we don't really have a good way to activate the Heart of Kirin. Kind of feel like mono red's slightly favored versus us as well. Oh, I was just telling the chat that well, this guy does too. We buy sets on Magic Online and then break them apart into singles and sell them in paper. Me and this guy both do. He does it at a much larger scale than I do. If you're buying cards from TCG Player Direct, you're probably buying them from him. If you're buying cards from eBay, there's a good chance they're coming from me. I think we have a lot of lifelink, which is kind of nice. Like we're going to curve a lifelinking card into a lifelinking card into a lifelinking card. And the beauty of all that is, it may not be enough. As I give this mono red player the middle finger. Really want to be on the dice row versus the mono red decks. That's fine. I don't care if people muscle in on it. I feel like the market's actually, I feel like that market's actually big enough that it can handle a few more people. Don't think it's going to hurt anything. So I go back to 16, then back to 11. He's mana screwed, so I think I'm just going to attack. There are no walking ballistas in this build, I don't think. Let me double check. This is just the 5-0 list from yesterday. We've not like tuned or tested this build or anything. Yeah, this is the 5-0 list from yesterday. The build that we were previously playing did have walking ballistas and a bone picker package, but the build that we're playing today does not. So just a little bit lower to the ground today. Anyway, back to our game. Alright. We take a lot of damage. Fun times. That was a good draw. Are foreign cards like that as well, or is it just English? Or not just English, rather, but just, what are we talking? Just, yeah. Pretty sure I'm attacking with both of these. Even though attacking with this if he has a shock's real bad. Trying to decide which additional 2-drop we play. So he can attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has just say he has a lightning strike, assume he has a lightning strike 12. We're going to go to at least 13, 14, so it's pretty safe to attack with at least this guy. Because I bought a bunch of Korean cards when it come out. That's why I was asking that. If he takes this, I'm going to play the Heart of Kirin, I think. I don't think we're likely to die this turn. I think the Heart of Kirin gives us the highest likelihood of being able to kill him on our next attack step. Especially with the Gifted Everborn potentially being able to block here. So they are playing the Dance of Dunes of the Dead version, or build. We're certainly going to block something. I don't care. Oh, wow. So they chose not to attack this turn. And that's a bold move, Cotton, as they say. Yeah. Let's see what they've got for our flyers, I guess. think I'm going to attack with the Gifted Efferborns as well. Pretty sure I'm just attacking with the whole allotment of the things in the air. Not sure how this goes completely bad. I can see some things that wouldn't be wonderful here, but like I don't think it goes completely bad. Like even if he has like 2 random burn spells, it's not horrible for us. Could obviously be better if he does, but like it's not horrible. Well, they're going after the Heart of Kieran instead of the one that can potentially lifelink. Does that mean they have an Abrade or like a lightning harness or something? It's kind of weird. The second one he blocks the one that it lets me do things to. Alright, I'm going to save this energy. Because we're just casting this and we may want to draw a card. Feel like we're obviously pretty far ahead this game. And a whole bunch of life linkers. Thank you, Murph, by the way, especially for that information. Like, I had no idea. I've not sold any that hasn't come from Wizards of the Coast, though. But I may have some setting over yonder in the box. Yes, I said yonder. Yeah, I can understand that, man. It's definitely a time commitment. So I think we definitely want these cards. Walk the Planks are okay, but they're not great, I don't think. They're good at killing, like, the Ferostodon, but I don't know if that's enough. Certainly don't want those. Certainly don't want these. Oh, we definitely want these. This can kill, like, Beaumont Couriers or Kenras or just, like, make something manageable while continuing to be a threat. I wonder if Harsh Scrutinies are good enough. Oh, let's see what we would sideboard out. In general, I don't really like these cards that can't block well. Not sure about Key to the City either. Doesn't feel like the game comes down to like the Key to the City stuff. You got the notification 26 minutes ago? Well, 26 minutes ago is when we started, so we've finished exactly 1 round. By the way, welcome, Matt. Welcome, welcome. Not sure if I want these or like these. Certainly don't want these. Let's get these out of the way. I'm like debating between these cards. I might bring the Scrap Heap Scroungers back in on the play, but I'm pretty happy sideboarding them out on the draw, I think. Then we have this little Walk the Plank too, that we could technically side out if we want all 3 of these. I don't know if we want all 3 of those. Gives us more things to do on turn 1, but we have quite a bit of things to do on turn 1 as it is. I'm leaning towards these Walk the Planks. Let's try this. Hey, thank you CJU for the follow. Appreciate it, man. I got so many messages. So this is a pretty good keep, I think. No worries, Matt. You don't have to if you don't want to. Uh, yeah, I guess we're just slamming a one drop because we have multiple. I actually miss playing Magic competitively. It was fun. Not that I ever played too competitively to begin with, but competitively for what I played. How about that? To battle. Yeah. What's the better card here? Kind of just want to play this because I assume whatever I play is going to die. I think whatever I play is going to die. I put more value into Gifted Efferborns than I do to Glint Siphoners, so. And the Glint Siphoner has the highest upside as well, I think. That's going to be a hard one to beat. We do have the Vraska's Contempts. Could play the Rune Raider here, but I think I'm just going to play the double spell. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play the... Nah. Kind of afraid to play the Rune Raider. Don't really want to draw and take a bunch of damage when it's looking like he's going to have the big curve of his deck. Maybe he's not. I was assuming, hope that's a Hazard. Alright, so now I want to land and a Vraska's Contempt. That's awkward. That's not too bad, actually. Alright. This sucks. Come get us. I'll pull it up as... hell, I'll pull it up now. By the way, hello, how you doing? Let's pull it over here so, everybody can look at it. Godpharaoh's Gift in Limited. Oh no. Why are you not working, right, Imager? There we go. Wow. Double Sifter Worm? A pretty strong deck, man. Yeah, this is a real solid deck. Nice. That's a pretty solid deck. So I'm throwing away one of these just so I can cast Walk the Plank on that. Which sucks, but I'm pretty sure I don't beat this card in the long term. I feel pretty far ahead of what's going on right now. And if we ever did draw Vraska's Contempt, we kind of want to use it on that thing anyway. Oops. That's the main reason we did that play, and I don't know if I'm right at all. Could very well be wrong. Pretty sure we have to draw Vraska's Contempt at some point now. There's 4 cards in his hand, though, so it's like not 100% that he'll be able to attack or block with the Hazard. We have to attack with something, because we're going to cast a Rune Raider, finally. I guess we'll just start with this one. And hope that he doesn't have 2 spells. Yeah, that works. Works the same whether we attacked or not, but we get a card now because of how he chose to make his play. Well, I mean, he can still have shock, but... No shock, so we get a chance to draw the Contempt. That card's not bad. something we can do with extra mana next turn. Think I'm just taking 5 if he attacks with the Hazard this turn? I guess it depends on what he plays before he attacks with the Hazard. He has 3 cards in hand. I haven't tried to build with the Eternal yet. We're trying the 5-0 list from yesterday because it had the key to the city package, and I just really wanted to test the key to the city package. I think Key to the City is actually a pretty good card, but I'm not sure if it's as good as the other builds. But that's specifically why I picked this build as opposed to like another build of the deck. Might as well do a point of damage to him, we guess. I should have tapped the Gifted Efferborn. I'm not blocking with the Heart of Kieran anyway, but because, you know, it's dying, but probably still should have blocked with the Gifted Efferborn because I'm more likely, tapped the Gifted Efferborn, I'm more likely to want to throw the Rune Raider away in combat. I don't think I'm real likely to want to throw either of them away. Alright, well, we now officially have a problem, friends. We very well need to hit that Vraska's Contempt and then probably something else as well. We did sideboard 2 in, though. Yep. That doesn't quite do it. I mean, it could be. A 5-5 would have been pretty nice this game for sure. I think Emmett's probably worse versus Teamer. I've been impressed by the Bone Pickers personally, and this build's not running Bone Picker. Like the last build we ran of this deck had some Bone Pickers and Walking Ballistas, and those 2 cards were like MVPs in every single game. Huh. That doesn't really do anything, does it? Attack with everything, save something of Superstitial Stamina? That doesn't seem particularly good. Alright. We'll just use it to protect something from Glorybringer, I guess? I feel like we're pretty far behind this game. We did bring in all of our removal spells, though. I think we're going to bring in Harsh Scrutinies on the play. Like, what are you targeting? Nothing I can really do about that. I could have used the stamina on it, but he's going to Glorybringer something anyway. If he's got a second removal spell, I don't know how we win without like running exceptionally hot. I just want to double block this. These 2 creatures aren't doing anything else when he has this on defense anyway. And we can buy this one back, so seems like there's no real cost. Oh wow, it's a May? That's kind of interesting. Well, We can use the Deadlands on the Hazard and start gaining 2 life a turn if we ever draw Vraska. Nope. We'll take all that back. Alright, we just don't have any outs at this point at all. I wonder what this mountain's from. I really like it. It says it's some promo. I don't recognize it. I don't recognize it at all. Alright, we're done here. Hey Ricky, what's up, man? Alright, so let's re-look at this sideboard. Might be able to be a little more aggressive on the plate. Come on, why are you not dragging when we want you to drag? So these are the cards that I'm looking at bringing in on the play. What cards didn't really do much on the draw? Still want these. Still want these. Definitely want these. And these. I'm not 100% sure about the walk to planks. I guess they can kill Glorybringers after Glorybringers have already done their thing. I like almost all of these cards. Maybe Hardikiran's not good enough? Like, flying over seems pretty good, though. Feels like one of the ways to beat them. Maybe this card's not good enough? Doesn't block particularly well, and it just dies to shock anyway? I don't know. These are better with these? I want this card. I have no idea how to get them in my deck, but I want them. Figured it out. Not exactly sure what I've figured out. I think that card's still good enough. It's kind of confusing. Like, I want to bring in more cards than I want to take out. Maybe I shouldn't have brought in all these walk to planks. Maybe I only want like 1 or 2. This hand seems good. Ish. Like, we don't have a creature for that right now, but we have, 3 draw steps before we need a creature for it, so. And worst comes to worst, these 2 can always screw it. Not that I think these 2 will be in play that long from now. I mean, that's fair, but like, if he's using the braid on a heart, that's good for us, right? Because we want we want him to use the braids on something other than our Effort Spear Harvester, which is the much more important card, I think. So like his braid's going to get value either way when we have harvesters, and we can't take out all of our artifacts, I don't think. Actually, just going to play the Heart of Kirin here. I don't want him to get like a lightning strike off and kill it, or kill like the Effort Spear next turn. It takes 2 points of damage, lets us gain a life, then uses his shock. Thanks, Ricky. I'll check it out after the stream, because I'm going to want to talk to you about it. And since the stream can't see what we're talking about, and all that. Treasure map. Well, that sucks. We didn't sideboard out creatures, so. Actually, we took out 4 creatures, but like we brought in, or sorry, we took out 5 creatures, but we brought in some creatures. We are down 3 creatures overall from the main deck configuration now. Hopefully they just have like, it's kind of weird that they're a treasure map red deck and they still had Earthshaker Kenra both in it. It's more damage to attack with that, but I'd rather gain the life. And I assume he's got some kind of removal spell? I assumed that I was 110,000% wrong. That's not hyperbole. That's the actual percentage I was wrong. He did not upkeep use at that time, so that means we're probably getting strangled by some sand. Well, he could have just missed his land drop too. That works. I think Heart of Kieran's very good versus Glorybringer as well. Like, it could stop him from being able to attack in certain spots. Is this the card I expected it to be? Or is this just like random thing? I really want to draw a Rune Raider. Hopefully that's not getting ticked up. It, of course, got ticked up. So we need to draw any 3-power creature now, I guess? That would make us smile. Any 3-power creature. You can do it, deck. Also accept Supernatural Stamina, even though that's obviously worse. Could just attack him for 8, but I don't think attacking him for 8 is ever right. So, pop, pop, pop. Don't think attacking him for 8 is ever right. Maybe I should have sideboarded out another Fatal Push, but he definitely had Kenras and Soulscar Mages and stuff like that. He's just not drawing them. That's fair. Any creature did because you could use the gifted plus the other creature for this, but like we wouldn't have got to attack him with any creature other than a 3-drop. Which I killed a Chandra either way, but I wanted to deal some damage to him as well. I guess stamina didn't let me do any damage to him. I don't think we've made any play mistakes. We might have sideboarded poorly. So he's up to 7 mana now. This is almost assuredly going to be at least a Glorybringer. He didn't have a burn spell last turn, so what are the odds of him drawing one in one combat step? Probably not high. He's probably just going to like chain off Glorybringers on us. You cannot kill our Scrap Heap Scrounger, sir. We like it. We could probably beat chaining off of Glorybringers. Especially if we draw like another creature this turn. Maybe even a Vraska's Contempt. That's neither of those things. No, I think it's considerably worse. I've played it a fair amount, and I think it is considerably worse. I have no idea how Ben Stark did so well with it. I have actual zero idea how he ran or how he did so well with it. It seemed beyond mediocre to me. I guess we didn't bring in Key to the City, so we'll just go ahead and play the Effort Hub. I wasn't impressed with it at all. Like, I played some matches versus it with Teamer, or versus Teamer, and like it just did not feel like it could ever beat Teamer. And it's like going to be much worse versus the blue-red decks. Alright, try number 2 at killing that thing. That's kind of amusing to me. I don't know why that's so amusing to me. So now he's going to decide pretty much whether... He's got a few options here. That's the most reasonable first option. If we don't draw anything great next turn, we can use a Deadlands. That's disappointing. We thought we had it, boys. So I guess let's buy you back. Don't care about our life total as much. So he doesn't have a burn spell. Like, no, he had a 3rd magma spray. That's insane. Well, I guess that's technically our best card, but I don't really want to play it. But I feel like I have to. Not sure how we win now. Especially considering he'll be able to see the Fatal Push. If we did hit it. Not sure how we win. Guess a Vraska's Contempt probably wins. Depending on what he draws, of course. I'm thinking worst case scenario. No, it's not being negative at all. It's trying to think about the game like how multiple turns in advance go. I call it correct think, Ricky. I mean, I currently don't even have an attack. And I think his draw on average is better than our draw on average. Huh. Kind of interesting. Well, if I attack at best case scenario, this gets blocked here, he gains 3 life, this eats this, and this can deal 2 damage to him. So he gains upon a life, I lose a creature if I attack. How is that a good attack? Like he gains a point of life, and I lose a creature. Alright, there being 3 attackers, how is that relevant? This thing gets blocked by this cleanly. This thing eats this, and he takes 2 damage, but he's gaining 3 life. He could even sack the Desert to Crew if he wants. Yes, he can sack the Desert to Crew. That's why I'm saying he's got 2 blockers. That's how he's going to block with this and this. Pretty sure I'm just attacking with the Gifted Efferborn. At worst case scenario, it trades with something while turning on the Rune Raider. Trying to decide whether it's worth it to attack with the Heart of Kirin and use a Deadlands on the Harvester. Like, the things I'm thinking about is just attacking with this. This thing is attacking this turn 100%. The second thing I'm thinking about is whether it's worth attacking with this and letting him make the obvious block here, and then me finishing this off with the Deadlands for future turns. I actually like that, I think. I think getting rid of this is kind of important. Guess if I swing with this, he could always double block, though. Be double blocks, I get to kill the Glorybringer, but I don't get to kill the Everspear Harvester. He's gonna block the Death Toucher with this, I think. I think I like attacking with both. He's gonna gain that 3 life at some point, no matter what, right? I think if I attack like this, I get to kill both of his things, most likely. Or he could crew here and just block and chump. Either way, I think I get to kill 2 creatures this turn. I think I get to kill 2 creatures and draw a card. And if he blocks like this into this, this thing survives for next turn anyway. Oh wow. It's even better for me than I expected. That is better for me than I expected. Okay. Pretty happy about that block. Wonder what's in his hand to make that block happen. I feel like there's nothing in his hand. I messed up. I should have left double swamp untapped in case we drew Vraska's Contempt. Didn't draw it, so I guess it doesn't matter, but I think getting rid of the Everspear Harvester is important. Skyship, don't care about that being in play. Oh wow, he has nothing. That's very good for us. Yeah, I didn't like that block either. We don't want our Rune Raider to die. So he's going to go to 1 here. He's going to chump block, and we're going to have 3 lethal attackers for the following turn. Well, opponent blocked very oddly, I think. I think it was going to work out either way for us because of the Deadlands. Like, it turns out the last card in his hand was a land. So, and then he drew a blank. So I think it was going to work out for us either way. I don't know what he can draw now. Like, even if he like drew like a board sweep or whatever, next turn we'd get to deploy 3 more threats. Alright, so we won that game. Didn't think we were going to win that game, but luckily opponent's hand was a complete blank. Those fatal pushes that I thought I might sideboard out ended up being very good for us. as it made him use 3 magma sprays. I think no matter what, it works out that way, right? Because like even if he blocks with the 2/3 and he blocks with the 3/5, like we get to kill the Everspare Harvester with the Deadlands. He could have, I guess, like crude with the Glorybringer blocked and then chump blocked with the 2/2, but even that puts him in a bad spot as well. I think. I don't think he had a very good block that turn when we had the Deadlands in play. Deadlands or Dreadlands. I'm not actually sure what it's called. I should probably read it a little closer. Hey, Dragon Slayer Games OK. Thank you for the auto host. Oh my gosh. Gotta get that JJ up. It's technically a new month. I brought Harsh Scrutiny in on the play. I didn't have it in on the draw, but honestly, on hindsight, I think I should have had it on the play and on the draw. On hindsight, I think Glorybringer's so good and Hazoret's so good that I probably should have just brought it in on the play and on the draw. This hand's kind of interesting. Like, this hand's obviously super powerful, but like, what if we just don't ever draw a second land? So we have 20 lands over 2 draw steps in a 53 card deck. So we're like not even 50-50 to get it. But like, how greedy am I? I'm pretty greedy. In general. Like, I guess we're like 60-ish% probably to hit the land. What did I say twice? I'm sorry. We're probably 60-ish% to hit the land, right? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I think we're a favorite to hit the land. We have 20 lands in our deck, so we have 2 draw steps in 53. I don't know how to do that little thing in chat where you write to figure out the percents, but I'm going to guess it's marginally over 60%. Oh, no. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. I did not side them in on the draw. I did side them in on the play. On hindsight, I think I would have sided them in on the play and on the draw. I think I should have just brought them in on both circumstances on hindsight. Well, nothing blocks good, so I guess we're going to play this. There's some way you can check stats in chat by like typing the numbers, but I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure we were 60%. He's got a 1-2-3, so like on the play. So we're just not going to beat this match no matter what. Especially if he has an answer to this at all. Can't imagine a way to actually beat that draw. That's not it. I kind of need to kill this. Also kind of need to kill this. I think I'm going to attack. Not attacking. What is this? Let's pull it up on the other screen. Oh, wow. So the blue one's the misprinted one? It's a misprint. Apparently there's 2 different ways that they made those cards. So did you say the blue one was the misprinted one? What's the price difference in them? A blue equals normal. Alright. I'll definitely check mine later tonight, if I remember. I'm pretty sure I'll remember. I'm a smart guy. I'm a wild and crazy kid. Like really far behind right now. So far behind, I don't even want to attack. I just want to trade the Rune Raider for something. Okay. If this is Hazard, can I just pick up my cards? Am I allowed to scoop? Close. Alright, we're done here. How much more, by the way? Okay, from what I understand, Ricky, and don't quote me on this, Murph is saying that there's two different card stocks when they made the new double face cards, and that the side that shines through yellow here are misprinted and worth more. But well, the Azcanta and the Legion's Landing is worth more. By the way, let me pull this up on screen for anybody who's not paying attention. Or not on screen, but pull it up for like the YouTube people who don't know what we're having a conversation about. Like supposedly, there are two different card stocks here, and this one over here is misprinted / worth more. Anyway, so let's get to the sideboarding. I'm gonna bring in the scrutinies again. I'm gonna bring in these. I'm kind of over sideboarding for this match. Just feels like I'm bringing in too many things. In general, I'm going to take out some of these key to the cities. I'll take out at least one Fatal Push. Take out at least one Rune Raider, I guess. I kind of want to take out the Heart of Kieran's. Kind of want to take out these unnatural Stanimas as well. Just going to try this game. Leave one stamina in. But that's supposedly what we're talking about. We have to check out which ones I have. That's kind of interesting. This hand's definitely mana heavy, but I'm not really going to mulligan a hand that's got a Everspear Harvester in it, I don't think. So what's the difference price-wise on them? And are you going to resell your misprinted ones? No, not best card. Well, then the two you have are misprinted, I guess, and worth more. And I imagine that they run quicker. But I don't know that to be accurate. That was an assumption. You're only using two in your deck? You're a madman, by the way. Kind of want to attack, but I'm not going to. He's got an Abrade, he's got an Abrade. We're going to try to block. That's not too bad. No. No. You make me so sad. Man, these Beaumonts are wrecking us. Alright. Earn your money, little harsh scrutiny. Oh, they have an Abrade and no creature. Well, we feel like a genius. We're so smart, fam. Yeah, so we're getting crushed this game. Goodbye, Harvester. We'll miss you. Ripperoni pepperoni. At least we got the scry and get a land off the top of our deck. Getting a land off the top of our deck's great. Hey, he's got a Chandra in his hand. Why is he throwing one of these away just to get a Chandra on the table? Locked one of the fewest cards? That feels so cringe to me. Opponent's entire lines here are just, Not a fan. I think we're still going to lose, but not a fan. Well, we managed to make him not draw any of the 7 extra cards. He's tapping it for mana. Frostodon could have been worse. Wait. Oh, okay. No, we're just dead. Alright. What can we draw now? Vraska's Contempt? That's not a Vraska's Contempt. Can't even attack. The third has value because it increases your odds of drawing one. Like, you want to draw one every game, and you want to draw it on turn 2 almost every game. Alright. And the Hazard off the top, and that's the end of that. GG, opponent. Don't know if that match is terrible or if we ran bad. With 3 of them in the deck, like, you're mathematically not even 50% to draw one in your top 12, so that means you're casting one on average like later in the game than you would normally want to. Because versus almost every opponent, you're going to be spending your mana on turn 3, turn 4, and turn 5. So like, you want to increase your odds of hitting it on turn 2 as highly as you can. Because playing it on turn 6 isn't that great. So we'll play first here. I don't know. I'm pretty obsessed with thinking 3 is, like, I've had this conversation on my stream a lot. I think you want closer to 4 than you want closer to 2. I don't know if 3's the right number, but I'm confident 2's not the right number. Was my determination after playing hundreds of matches with the deck. Alright, well this is going to be a hard match in general. Think I'm just going to play this thing? I mean, yeah, we'll check it out later, man. After the stream, though. Because, like I said, people wouldn't know what we were talking about. But, I mean, I've played several hundred matches with the deck. I'd actually say I've played thousands of matches with the deck. I'd say I've played more than 1,000. And I feel like the games that I draw... in as Kanta, I win a considerably larger amount than I do when I don't. Like, I call it the best card in the deck. I really think it is. Oh, that's pretty good. Makes this card considerably less good. Oh, wait, he's attacking? Hot dang, we get to attack again, too. Pretty happy about that. Yes, give me my card. Kill that thing. I could be wrong, though. Oh, whoops. We about played the wrong one. If he wants to block, let him block. Don't care if he blocks. Two seems to be the most common, and that's why I think the deck has less success than it normally should. I personally think the blue-white decks are the second best decks in the format. And when I say the blue-white decks, I mean specifically I specifically think that blue-white cycling is the second best deck in the format at the moment. But I think people build it wrong. It's kind of weird. Kind of just want to attack with them all. I don't know if attacking with them all gets me anywhere at all, though. Can't save it if we do that. He's got too many good blocks if we don't. If he wants to give both of his cats for that, I'm fine with it. Still breaks even on life. And makes it easier for us to get some value out of the Fatal Push, which isn't particularly valuable when they can just some bomb. But getting the back half of it's pretty nice. I assume this Key to the City is going to be insane this game. Ooh, so opponent hit his land, but it comes into play tapped, so that's good. They are very nice. I can't sell my Bloodfast. I have multiple on eBay, and they just do not want to sell. They just do not want to sell. Which is surprising to me, because I actually think that card's exceptionally good. Alright. You can play it into Tokens deck pretty reliably as well. Alright, so stack them like this. Okay. Give us our card. Give us our card. Well, that felt pretty good. We just drew like a million cards. He's got a million things that can block, though. What's in our graveyard right now? We do have another creature. Could always get value by discarding this. Huh. At some point he's going to be able to all-in us, because that's what his deck does. Next turn I'm probably going to attack with everything. Maybe I should have this turn. I like double blocked with the Brancher, though. I probably should have attacked with everything. Appeal. I mean, sure. Not dead, so. Hopefully he doesn't have Blossoming Defense. I think I'm going to block this. Still have this other Fatal Push if he tries to play something. Yeah, I'll let him gain the 5, I guess. Don't want to get blown out by Blossoming Defense. I'd just rather buy back to Scrap Heap Scrounger from where we're currently setting at. Let's start with this thing. Whoops. Have to press OK first. Ugh. I'm assuming that he's going to use this thing. And then we'll use this when he does, before he can block. So he's going to take a large amount of damage this turn. This card right here is going to be a problem, though. It's definitely going to be a problem. I don't know how much of a problem, but it's going to be some amount of a problem. I think the tokens decks are very good. They're very fun to play, too. The Teamer deck started sideboarding Enchantment Hate, though, and that kind of made the matches a little not great, but they're pretty fun. That's what we need to do. We might stream tokens tomorrow. We ain't played tokens in several weeks now, and I still like tokens a pretty good amount. I think there's a good chance that we play tokens tomorrow on stream. But don't quote me. We might see a funner deck from the World Magic Cup or the Invitational or something. Yeah, there's a strong chance that we play one of those decks tomorrow. He's not going to play anything? Alright. So draw a couple more cards on their turn. Okay. Yes. Oh wow, Rune Raider's a nice one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I'm actually going to start with this and see what happens. I assume he's got a Blossoming Defense or something to save it, but I want to see for sure. So he can gain 4 life if I attack with everything. So that puts him at essentially 12, and he could just like block this and block this, take 4 back. Kind of want to attack with everything anyway. Pretty sure I'm just going to attack with everything anyway. It's like one turn that makes it feel kind of bad, but like I really want to get this online. Gets a 3 block with this though, which sucks. But if he takes that 3 block, I assume I'm assuming he's more likely to double block this. I think he's more likely to double block that though, yeah. Which means he actually loses damage overall on the turn for the cost of us losing 1 creature. And we're going to play a better creature, so I guess it's okay. Excuse me. If we don't like the card, we can always use Key to the City to get rid of it. And we're obviously going to use Key to the City on that one. Yeah, my local game store is so small too that pretty much everybody knows what everybody's bringing. Don't want any extra sideboard cards. Yeah, that's fair. Uh-oh. Okecha is a problem card. Might end up losing this match after all. A natural Stanimo would probably let us win. It's probably what we actually need at this point. Yeah, that would have been good on a previous turn. It's not so good on this turn. So to deal any damage at all, we have to discard one of those? I don't really want to discard one of those. Alright. This technically you can't block, so might as well attack with you. Don't like where this game's going, by the way. I've got a pretty good feeling that we're just going to get double striked out. But if not, we can attack for 7 next turn that he can't stop. Fatal Push is kind of nice. I don't know why it's kind of nice or what it does, but hopefully we'll figure it out before we're dead. So we have 7 points of unblockable damage next turn, so he needs to kill us or get his life total to 8. So what do we got to start with? That does nothing. makes an 40 to council better. Or not a 40 to the council, but a, whatever this thing's called. Yeah, an 40. An appeal and a 40 better. Needs a blossoming defense, though, as well, to gain the life. He can't kill us at this point. I mean, sure. Nothing we could really do about that. So that gets his life to 8. Providing he actually has the blossoming defense. She's already used one. Let's start with this and see if he hits. He did in fact hit. Well, I don't really want to take the damage, so I guess we're going to block with the Gifted Efferborn. And take just 6 then. The positive note is that means there's nothing in his hand really, so he can only attack for 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 next turn. Could have blocked with this guy too. I don't have anything in my graveyard that matters, do I? Nope, not as of yet. I don't really think we've done anything that particularly wrong this game. So he can attack for 11 and there's nothing we can do about it. Couldn't really save blockers because he's got both of these in the graveyard. So any pump spell at all kills us. No pump spell and I think we win. Nice, no pump spell. Hey, you can't ever go wrong with pumping out cats and trying to win. Yeah, so sideboarding versus this deck's going to be a little bit different, I think. I actually think this card's pretty good here. It can kill the... Well, it can kill pretty much everything in his deck. This card has to be pretty good here. These are probably okay. What seems bad? These things don't block and we're on defense. They do, I'm going to leave these in because that type of deck does play some Fumigates and stuff post board. Which means I don't actually know what I'm going to take out. I think we're going to leave the Key to the City in because they lock up the ground pretty well on top of that. I think I'm just going to cut a couple of extra 1-drops onto play, or onto draw rather. Might bring them back in on the play. Not actually sure. I wish we had enough people to do things like that around here, but it's just so hard. And we'll certainly keep this hand. This hand's pretty great. Basically everything I want. This hand's literally just everything I want in my life. This card that makes so many people have to read it. I think that could be true, but like it doesn't block, and I feel like I'm the defensive deck here. I feel like they're the aggro deck, and I'm the defensive deck. Like, I don't know. That could be wrong. I generally like them on the play, dislike them on the draw. Well, that's typically my thought process with that card. Willing to trade this 1-for-1. I don't want to waste just a Prowler on one half of the card, and I'm going to play a Heart of Kirin this turn. Maybe I should have just took out the extra 1-drops. Like the, what do you call them? The Night Market Lookouts. Maybe I should have just sideboarded out all 4 of those. That's a good one. It's the gift that keeps on giving if we ever kill it. Don't ever plan on killing it, but that's whatever. Alright. I have a pretty good hand. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be fast enough. Maybe I'm just supposed to continue to be the aggro deck. Hitting a land there wasn't bad. This is guaranteed to deploy 2 things on the following turn. That's a good one. That's unfortunate. Now they get to block a Rune Raider if they want. Might not let them kill the Rune Raider. I don't think I'm actually going to let them kill the Rune Raider here. I want him just to get a 4/4 next turn. I'd rather block with it if anything. We've drawn 3 cards now, took 1 damage. That's not too bad. Let's just be able to block with the Heart of Kirin if we want as well. Which I don't think I'd block with the Heart of Kirin because they have so many pump spells, but maybe. Let's see. Ooh, an Appeal and Authority. Hopefully that goes to the graveyard. It did go to the graveyard. Huh. Kinda don't think he's blocking unless he has it, but... If he has it, he gets it out of his hand, which makes our removal spells better. Yeah, assumed he had it. So he can attack with this and kill this, and he just gains 4 life next turn, which doesn't feel very good. But I definitely want to attack with something this turn, so... Yeah, I would not have been that card, I don't think. I don't know if it's worth putting that in the graveyard. I know we're playing this. I know we're playing this. And I'm pretty sure I'm playing this. I just don't know if I'm killing this or not. Nah. Whatever, he's only got 1 card in his hand. Vraska's Contempts. Oh, double we just took 8 damage that turn. Ah! We just took 8 damage. That could be bad for us. and an adorned pouncer. These rune raiders are starting to become problematic. We may block with one if he ever attacks. Let's start off the turn by trying to kill this and seeing if we can actually gain life before we figure out what the rest of our turn's going to be. I don't think I want to offer him both of these. Killing his board seems fine, actually. Like I said, he's a Wrath of God deck, so it seems okay. Maybe we should have drawn 2 more cards before we did that. Not actually sure. I'm getting kind of worried right now. Seem so far behind, and we seem so far ahead on board. Like, these 2 Deadlands, I think, go a really long way versus him. Does have a Pouncer and a Sun Champion in his graveyard now, though. He knows we have the 1 Vraska's Contempt. Don't care about this one at all. It's kind of weird in my eyes. I guess I'd rather kill this one. Get to attack with an additional creature if I kill that one. Because I don't care if he blocks with the Dread Wanderer. Couldn't attack with this if I hadn't killed that one, because they don't even trade because of the first strike. Just keep doing this battling every turn stuff. So that's the cat. The cat's the one that we would prefer to use this on. Still don't have anything in our graveyard we can actually buy back. We have 2 Dread Wanderers in there. So I guess we can buy back one of them before we forget. For some reason I thought I only had 2 lands untapped. I'm bad at math. Next turn we technically get the attack for 8, but he's going to be a potential 12 life with a second Pouncer. Yeah. Potential 12 life with a second Pouncer. That was a pretty good draw. This thing has double strike, right? Yeah, this thing has double strike. This thing life link. I messed up. I should have used this pre-combat. Rip. That was a play mistake. That was a play mistake, boys. Pretty large play mistake, to be honest. He wouldn't have been able to block the Efferborn had we made the right play there. Would not have been able to block had we made the right play. I mean, he'd been able to block, but we'd have still had our dude. Well, we wouldn't have had our dude. They would have traded, but Alright. So he goes up to 5 next turn, and we just lethal attack again. But this shouldn't be in play had I made the right play. So that was a pretty bad pump by me. I guess we had the same amount of power in play, but he has a blocker in play that he may not have had. Then again, he could have just blocked one of these. So, I guess it doesn't change a whole lot. Except for the fact that I would rather have this in play than this in play. I don't know. I guess maybe this was right. I get to get 2 creatures this way. I think I only get to get 1 the other way. Anyway, we've obtained our PD chest back. Make sure if you guys like what you're watching tonight to click the follow button. And to look at the links below the stream and follow both of my YouTube and my Twitter channel as well. On the YouTube, you'll find almost all of our past streams. And in the description on the YouTube, you'll find all the deck lists we play for that particular event or stream. And you'll find links to our Twitch and our Twitter. And on the Twitter, pretty much see every time I go live and me randomly, my random thoughts and stuff. So keep this. I think the key to the city's been pretty good today. Overall, I'm very much missing the Bantu and the Yahini. The next time I play this, I may play an Emmett build. Because I think Emmett's pretty good. I think it's pronounced Emmett. And we're versus best deck now. And they have a good draw. Which is unfortunate. Because we do not have a particularly good draw. Can't really attack because he can just pump it up. May double block, but double blocking is probably bad too because any burn spell crushes that. I guess I will double block. I don't know. Double blocking seems real bad. So how do we beat this draw? Does anybody have any idea how we beat this draw? Seems bad, but just letting him get 3 energy gives him another creature. That seems bad too. To the skies, you are only out. Hey Neil, what's up, man? I think it's the first time I saw you around. Welcome. That double block seemed miserably bad, but like, I don't know if it actually gets better than that. They do have the black splash. And a Chandra? Not good. We can play 2 creatures. Probably should have played these 2 to get the guaranteed card draw. But these attack better on the following turn. And I feel like I feel like he has to get a little unlucky and we have to be able to keep attacking. And I'm not sure if part B even matters unless he gets very unlucky. But I also do not know. Goodbye, Glint. That is something I expected. So we can definitely attack with both of these things. We'll start with this. Always yield. Always yield. like have to do this fight versus a Chandra right now. If you didn't have any better play than to play that last turn, that kind of felt good. Threw away a Whirler? That's the best card, friends. If he thinks the Whirler's worse than the Servant, that means we really, really want to draw a Fatal Push. We did not draw a Fatal Push. It's like, we really want to draw a Fatal Push if he thinks this card's worse than this card, or better than this card. So he's getting mana this time, so I guess we're getting gloried. If it is just glory, we can definitely kill the Chandra at least. Well, not definitely, but it's confiscation coup. Can't kill Chandra then. This card's pretty hard for us to beat. Alright. Rip. Yeah, I don't want to trade this away. But I definitely want to draw a card, right? So I just throw this thing away? Fatal Push. He didn't use his mana good for anything last turn, so maybe he won't use it this turn either. We've already showed him this card, so. It does. Oh man, he's got that much mana a second time? That Chandra's running away with this. Oh, the Chandra. Oh, no, don't tap the black mana. Hey, now what are you doing? Is it a double black? So you want your red and your green mana left open. Huh. We do not have boat in this deck. Can't scoop. At worst case, gotta look at more of their deck to see if they're playing like Veraskas and stuff. Gotta see as many cards as we can possibly see. I don't really want to attack with the Rune Raider and just let it die, but it's potentially the only thing that kills the Chandra, and killing the Chandra is important. Assume he just blocks this, and then he gets to buy it back, and maybe he'll kill himself. I think most of them don't play Veraska right now. Error. He could kill himself with our Rune Raider, if that's what he chooses to bring back, which I doubt it is. I don't think they all play two. He is buying back the Rune Raider. So that gives us a chance. Doesn't give us much of a chance, but this card probably doesn't get much better. Card probably doesn't get much better. Long Tusk Cub, we done two to him, friends. Now he gets to gain 3? I probably should have saved the Fatal Push. Okay. Hey, Scooter, you come to watch us get destroyed? Because that's what's occurring right now. That Dread Wanderer will surely get us out of this spot. I've never really been on Teamer that much. So we don't actually have an out, I don't think. Not played Teamer that much at all. I was the blue-white approach player. Wait. Oh, that was multiple sets ago. And Mono White didn't come close to beating it then. I farmed Mono White players with Teamer. He didn't attack this time. This is like... This is definitely before Ixalan come out. I think it was before ours come out as well. I've played it once and I didn't love it. I played Vehicles one time and I didn't love it. It always felt to me like it was just a weaker mono red. I've never really understood the upside of playing Vehicles. So I have no chance to win this game, right? He could just be gaining 3 life a turn. He doesn't even want to. That's when you know you're in bad shape. Like he steals 2 of our cards and he just doesn't need to use either of them. Because Scarab's that good. Disintegration's pretty nice. Guess he's got a removal spell for the Hardikiran? Or is he just doing this to finally draw a card? I guess he's just doing it to finally draw a card. He's got a Long Tusk Cub in his hand that we know about. Oh no, he wants to kill Earhart? That's fine. I guess he'll kill this. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter what he kills. We don't have an out. What he kills is going to be based on his hand, I think. Well, I don't have to attack anymore. I guess that's something. We're certainly getting smashed, though. He's got energy to make a blocker, and he's got this to block with if he feels like. It's like we don't even have a good play. Kind of hoping he picks this, because we could at least, deadlands at post combat. He's gonna double block. That's fine too. I don't think there's much to learn about energy mirror, Scooter. I truly believe energy mirrors after you get to a certain play skill level, and I think that play skill level is like above average. I don't think there's much more to gain in it. I literally think it's draw dependent. And I think one of the reasons you can tell that it's just draw dependence because like every team, Channel Fireball, MTG Mint Card, Pantheon, all of them play energy. All of them play different builds of energy, and all of them have different sideboard plans with energy, and all of them have roughly the same amount of success with energy. So I don't think it particularly matters a whole lot what you play. I know that's my point. Like I think all of it's so marginal that it doesn't matter. I literally don't. I think when it comes to teamer energy, like whether you play a Vizier in your sideboard as opposed to a Confiscation Coup, as opposed to a Torrential Gearhulk, I think it's like so marginal that we're not even talking about full percents here. We're talking about fractions of percents. But I'm probably wrong. I'm generally always wrong. I know we played Teamer Energy the entire last week, and I literally couldn't tell. I couldn't tell anything about it. Everything just seemed like it worked. Like we tried taking 2 drops out, we tried leaving 2 drops in. Like it's just all of it felt like it won about 70% of the time. Game one, you're a massive, massive favorite. Game two and three, you're a coin flip to a little ahead or a little behind, all depending on how they have their 75 set up. It can be anywhere from like 40% to 60% post board. But the problem with approach is you can't beat the red decks, and there's enough red decks in the fields that you're always going to drop a couple rounds to red. And you don't even beat red when like you have the full 4 authorities, the full 4 cats, and like the build I've been streaming of the approach decks. I've finally decided I just beat everything else and I don't care. And I have 11 cards for the aggro match in my board, and I still just don't beat aggro even 50% of the time. Like it takes me 11 cards to get up to like 45% versus the red decks. I don't think you're in horrific shape. It all depends on how they set up their board. All right, so we've solved Veraska and we can finally concede. We've basically been sitting here this long to see uh, if they played Veraska or not. We're also dead on board, but that's beside the point. But we sat there that long to see whether they were playing Veraska or not. But because like some of the builds of Teamer only run 2 negates. Some of them only run like 1 spell pierce, 1 negate, 1 supreme will. Some of them run the full 4 negates. Some run like 4 negates, torrential gearhulks, and some supreme wills. Some of them run some negates and some spell pierces. It all depends on how their sideboard's built. So like it can vary from you being a massive favorite, or not massive favorite, a slight favorite, to you being a slight dog. In my experience, they need 2 counter spells in their top 15 to 20ish cards, or the approach deck still wins. So like the decks that are only playing 2 negates and they aren't substituting it with more supreme wills, more spell pierces, and so on, I feel like you still beat those decks pretty often. You can play the Larson build, the one that Jabberwocky 5-0'd with like 2 or 3 days ago. I think Harsh Scrutinies are good in this match. And we've saw now that he has Chandras, Scarabs, and Veraska, so I definitely want the Contents as well. Um, I actually think I want to Walk the Planks as well. Cards that I kind of don't want. I definitely want this. I kind of don't want these cards, but like Walkers or sorry, set these here for a second. The Heart of Kierans are so good versus them. I actually think this card's pretty bad in this match. So we're going to take those out for sure. Why did my Heart of Kieran do that? Whatever. Get over there. So the question is, do we want these or not? think I want to try them. It leaves me with one random card to take out. Hearts hits a little bit heavier than that, I guess. Still seems like it's okay. Like, it stops Long Tusk Cubs from going crazy. Seems like it's worse on the draw, but it seems like it's okay on the play. I don't really want to get rid of a flyer. Alright, we'll get rid of an Efferborn. I am not a fan of Harsh Scrutiny Outer Scooter. Like, when I started before round 1 today, I said that like, this was the card in the deck that felt like the oddest to me. But like, it feels like it's pretty good in this match if I have to have it. What the heck is this hand? I have to mulligan this, don't I? Yeah, I think I have to mulligan this. And this hand's kind of worse, but I'm going to keep it because we can scry. Gives us 2 draw steps to hit the land, to scry, and to draw for our turn. So maybe we'll get there. And maybe we'll just lose. Alright, we hit. I'm going to play the greedier one. Hope that they don't have a removal spell, but typically the first thing you play, you always lose. I don't think so, and that is the Larson build of the deck, and Larson, he changed like 3 sideboard cards, and that was 2 of the cards he changed. I'm not actually sure why he changed them. I've not got to ask him. It seems really odd to me. It seems to me like Lifecrafter's Bestiary is just better than Search for Azcanta there. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I think the Bestiary is actually very good. Land? Hey. Kind of want to kill this. I guess it's fine not to kill it. This sets us up for another draw next turn, and if he's playing the Verascas and the Chandras, he probably doesn't have Bristling Hydras. Or he probably at least doesn't have 4, he might have like 2. The mana does suck, I agree, but like, I'm saying that I don't think Search for Azcanta is particularly good either, so... If Search for Azcanta is not particularly good either, I think that the other one might be a little better. But I agree with you, I do think that it does suck. I actually think Chandra's pretty bad as well. I don't like Chandra like everybody else. I'm a big Chandra hater. I think Chandra on the play is really bad in the mirror, and I don't like it versus the red decks either. So I never want more than 1 Chandra in my main deck. It's been the least impressive card in the deck for me personally, but... But, like I said, that's just me. That doesn't mean I'm right. Kind of want to attack for 5 this turn. But then again, I guess I don't want to. I think I'm willing to trade this with the Rogue Refiner if he wants. I'm not going to waste a Vraska's Contempt here. We'll be able to get that card back at some point. Yeah, but that's like its best case scenarios, right? Like anytime you're behind on board and draw Chandra, I don't feel like I'm ever catching up. It just seems like it's so bad on the draw. I feel like you win those matches by tempo. I think a lot of the time, like, It just eats up a Chandra's defeat and gives your opponent such a good advantage. I don't know. I've not been impressed by it. If opponent's not going to play anything, I might have to kill that servant. I really don't want to kill that servant. Yeah, I'm going to kill that servant. Yep. A lot of people say it's correct. A lot of people say it's not. Kelvin Chu has a sideboard guide where he leaves them in, and then like Andrea Mengucci has a sideboard guide where he takes them out. It's just like so odd that like people that like there's not a definitive conclusion on things like that. Like being able to go up the chain. Him not drawing lands has been great for us. Just great. Okay. I guess I kind of like that. Just go up this chain again. Could just try to draw an extra card, but think I want to give him a reason to have to block. Whoops. Or at least attempt to block. I'm going to discard the Dread Wanderer to the Heart of Kirin if he tries. Or to the Key to the City if he tries, rather. Pretty sure that I'm just going to buy back the Scrap Heap Scrounger and get rid of the other guy forever so I can crew both my guys. Sam Black and Brad Nelson played round 1 of SCG today. I didn't have a chance to watch it live, but I plan on going back and trying to figure out how they sideboarded. Because I figure, if anything, trying to figure out how they sideboarded is probably correct. Alright, well, opponent never drew lands and we got this game. So it all comes down to this last game. So let's sort our cards a little bit here so I can pull them all up and see them all. Is there anything that I want to change from the draw to the play? I think Gifted Efferborn's a little bit better on the play than the draws, but is there anything in the sideboard that I want over them? Maybe the Supernatural Stanima's on the draw, because there's a good chance on the draw that he's casting Chandra and taking it down. Did he intentionally say that? You make the comment up here that like he intentionally does it. Like maybe he's just wrong. I think I'm gonna take this out like this. That might not be an intentional thing. That could just be wrong. But I don't know. Like his sideboard guide felt pretty good. I played it 3 or 4 days on stream. But then, like I said, the Kelvin Shoes list is like, besides mana, 1 card off from the main deck with a different sideboard, and it felt roughly about the same. Oh, we dropped a lot of frames tonight. But anyway, so this is, we're currently 3-1 on the tournament, 1-1 in the game. So round 5, game 3, to decide whether we get a lot of trophies or whether we just get our 1 back. I believe this is a pretty easy keep. Got pretty much every card we want. Had to hit some more lands over the course of turns, but we have a Fatal Push for whatever random 2-drop he has. Have a Key to the City. We have all of our powerful threats. Have to decide which one of our 2-drops that we don't care if he kills the most. I think you have the highest upside. I guess technically the highest upside would be drawing a card with that Glint Siphoner, but like this guy puts on more pressure. That's what I should say when I say higher upside. It's also the one that dies easier, I guess. So I have to play you because you're the one that can attack. Let's see what else he has right now, but like, what we got going on here doesn't feel bad. Really want to draw a land on the following turn? Paying costs. You can do it, deck. Give us a land. One-time land. 4th land, go. It's the last land we actually need to draw this game. So it would be super swell. Chandra. Right, and a tick up. The tick up's pretty brutal. Alright. So we really want to draw in natural stamina, I guess, instead of the land to kill this? We'll take the land though. I almost want to just play this on it. It's probably not right to play that. It's probably just right to do this. I think we need to save the Contempt for like a Glorybringer or a Scarab. I think those are the cards that are the most scary. I think we can deal with the Chandra just through combat. Especially if the Key to City in our hand. So he's getting mana with it again. So there's a Rogue Refiner with 1 mana left open. Is it just another Chandra? Oh no, it's a Confiscation Coup. Alright. Well, at least we can still kill the Chandra. We look in a lot less good shape when he Confiscation Coups that, but... Alright. So let's just get the Chandra here. And when he crews the Heart of Kirin, we can Vraska's Contempt it. Which... Oh. So the Chandra still dies, and if he trades with the Rogue Refiner, I'm not worried about it. Because the Scrap Heap Scrounger does come back. Okay, didn't trade, so that's pretty good. We're getting to the point now where the life totals are to a point to where like maybe the Key to the City can come down and just steal a game. I don't know if it will, but like we're getting to the point to where like that's an actual possibility. Alright, it's not even a possibility now. Don't think it's a possibility now. What do we need now? I guess we'll start with this. And I'll sit over here and like be ponderous. Don't actually know what we can do. Probably gonna need to draw like an Effer Spear Harvester or something. We can trade the glint with like one of the rogue refiners, but still on a 2-turn clock. Glint doesn't do much right now anyway. He's not attacking with this. Doesn't have energy, so it's kind of odd to me that he didn't attack with that. Don't actually know what it does here. Huh. I guess it makes us use this, right? Is that the best thing it does? Interesting. Do I need this card? Yeah. We're going to say we don't need that card. That his hand's just bad. That's the go. Interesting as well. It's kind of odd to me that he didn't attack or block with the Servant. And now he is? He's got a removal spell that's pretty bad. For me. That was a good draw. So we're down to 3 now. Yeah, we need all of our energy, I guess. This game's pretty tight. That's kind of the blocks that I wanted him to make. We might be able to win this game if we draw Supernatural Stamina. Depending on what he has in his hand and what he draws on his turn. Well, what he had was nothing. So what does he draw? By the way, the Everhub was a great draw. So Veraska's... Veraska. That's pretty good here too. Alright. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay. So an unnatural stamina will steal this game then. So we have at least 2 outs and a potential redraw or something if we got like maybe an Effort Spear Harvester or whatever. Rune Raider's not it. He put up a good fight. I wonder if we made a misplay anywhere of this game. Hmm. Who knows? But yeah, we're dead. So see if we can kill ourselves with the Rune Raider because it's fun. Wonder if we could have done anything differently. I'd say so. I'd say there's something we could have done somewhere. Hey, we went out on our own terms. Yeah, well. So we lost a mono red and we lost a teamer. We beat blue white approach. We beat mono red, and then we beat whatever last round was. I'm not actually sure. I forgot. I don't remember what it was at all. Oh, we beat the Willy Edel deck. The deck felt pretty decent. I'm not sure if it's as good as the other builds, but I feel fairly relative. Harsh Scrutiny still seemed a little weird, but I don't know. Overall, it felt pretty fine. Kind of missed the Bone Pickers a lot. Not having that avenue was kind of interesting. But that's going to do it for us tonight. And remember to click the follow button if you like what you saw. And to follow the links below the stream to both the Twitter and the Twitch. And follow those as well. Looks like we're going to host Chris tonight, but keep in mind that it's getting pretty soon before the World Magic Cup comes back on. Anyway, so we'll do our best to come back tomorrow, and thank you guys all for watching.